Hey guys, it's TEW2013 Maxwell here, and welcome to the 76th episode now of the TNA TW series, where today, obviously is the first week of January 2016, we'll be looking at all the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Awards in-game, and then we'll have a little look at our creative meeting and our development to see what we've got planned for 2016 and onwards. So, without further ado, straight into the awards. As you've seen in the last episode, obviously spoiled the Wrestler of the Year, went to Daniel Bryan. So you can't really argue with that. Daniel Bryan, obviously, I think he's won it the last couple of years, and he's just going to continue to be dominant in the WWE, which is fine. The Company of the Year went to Ring of Honor, who for some reason have just turned absolutely fantastic in this game and are way ahead of us, so we need to try and get back ahead of Ring of Honor in 2016. That's definitely going to be one of our objectives. Team of the Year went to the Young Bucks. God, I wish I could hire cruiserweights because they two would be the first two in the door. Fair play to them, they're doing well, and hopefully we'll see them in a TNA ring eventually. Match of the Year went to a match on Monday Night Raw between Chris Jericho and Sheamus. Show of the Year went to Ring of Honor, Manhattan Mayhem 11. Don't know if we can quickly view that. We'll quickly, let's see, history, Manhattan Mayhem 93A, so that's how they're doing so well. We had Antonio Corelli against Tadarius Thomas, Jimmy Jacobs against Ray Gordy. Am I right in saying Antonio Corelli Santino, I think, and Ray Gordy? Is that more Jesse, for Jesse and Festus, or was it Slam Master Jay's name was? But oh well. Red Dragon against Best Friends, Cliff Compton against Nick Aldis, obviously Magnus. A backstage segment with Sting, Bobby Roode, and Paul Heyman. God, they're doing okay here. Kenny King beating Matt Hardy, Colt Cabana and the Briscoe brothers in a confrontation backstage. Chris Sabin against QT Marshall, Michael Elgin defeating BJ Whitmer, and Paul London winning a fatal 4-way against Jay Lethal, Matt Bentley and Jimmy Yang. So it's not a strong roster, but there's still more to the show, but they're all getting good ratings. Low Key defeated Colt Cabana to retain the world title. Homicide, Tim Donst and Kevin Steen defeated Bobby Roode, and the Briscoes. And I got a 99, so wow, yep, obviously they're more of a company that's going towards just not popularity but just performance. Now these guys are, to be honest, knocking out of the park. It seems a 93 is simply exceptional. A 2.13 buy rate and 20,193 selling out the Staples Center. So Ring of Honor is seriously coming on in my save, and we are going to have to get a finger out. Unfortunately, I can't change the company back to a performance company, or we're going to get absolutely nowhere near them. Just out of interest, we are definitely a popularity one. Yep, rated more on popularity than performance. So we'll just have to try and get some popular wrestlers in, and that's why I'm trying to get to national, so we can get some bigger names in and drive the ratings up and continue to improve. But anyway, Young Wrestler of the Year went to Rich Swann. The Veteran Wrestler of the Year goes to Y2J Chris Jericho, because he's the best in the world at what he does. Female Wrestler went to Cheerleader Melissa, so we should possibly maybe utilise her a bit more. Most Improved Company went to Dragon Gate USA. The Independent Wrestler of the Year, the King of the Indies, was Jun Cassiai. At 41 is a bit of a bizarre one, but fair enough. He's unemployed, decent popularity. Maybe somebody we could maybe look at quickly and bring him in for a year or two. We'll see. Kind of has that evil kind of look, that dark kind of look. So never know. Manager goes to Julie Rose, a young Mexican. So I don't know much about her, I'll be honest. I don't even know if she's real. I'm assuming she is, so it's probably my lack of knowledge. But that's a year Manager of the Year. Announced the year went to Leonard. The colour commentator went to Giant Bernard, Jason Albert. NXT taking it, or WWE, he'll be it now, but fair play to him. And the Referee of the Year went to WWE's Mike Chioda. So we'll look at the Power 500. If I get some of the names wrong, it's because these are real names and I'm obviously more familiar with their stage names. But Bryan Danielson, number 1, Kevin Steen in at 2, and at number 3, Bobby Roode, at number 4, Randy Orton. Then you get Sheamus and Jericho, so WWE's get a bit of, I think they've got most of the top 6, them in Ring of Honor. Tanahashi in at 7, the Briscoes at 8 and 9, Low Key comes in at 10, so we're still no proper TNA wrestler in the top 10 is very disappointing. Lesnar at 11, Matt Jackson 12 with Paul London, Rocky Romero and Luke Harper. Cena in at 16, Stu Sanders, Wade Barrett in at 17, AJ Styles in at 18, Seaman and Homicide complete the top 20, and again still no TNA wrestlers, which is really disappointing. Our first TNA wrestler though is one we've got on a paper appearance deal, not on a written contract, which is Harry Smith. So is that maybe saying we should push Harry Smith? But he's in there at 21. You get Nick Jackson, the rest of the Japanese wrestlers, and Okada, Nakamura, and Goto. You get Bray Wyatt in at 26, Eddie Kingston 27, Roman Reigns in at 29. Our next wrestler in is CM Punk at 35. And then looking at this, you're struggling to see when our next wrestler is, so that's disappointing. We really need to start getting better performers, I think. You know, you've got Kota Ibushi in there at 54, Big Show in at 56. Chris Hero for us is in at 60. That's his lowest rating so far, but at least we know we've got him in there. You get Hideo Itami, Jack Swagger, Jay Lethal are all in there. And our next one, Matt Hardy in at 74, so should we utilise Matt Hardy a little bit more? That's a question, but he's in the top 100 as well. Get Glenn Jacobs in there at 81, so Jacob Goodnight Kane, should maybe give him a bit of push, although he is starting to seriously decline down the ratings, probably because we've got him. Apart from that, I think that is it for the top 100. Adam Cole and New Nation are in there as well to complete the top 100, so not many wrestlers in the top 100, which is disappointing. Again, it's a lot of indie names, you know, that I'd love to bring in, but they're either written or they're a cruiserweight, you know, like so Dave Christ in there, Matt Sydal, seen Kenny Omega in there, you get Samoa Joe 117, Austin Aries 118. So you've got Ricochet 127, that's decent. Damien O'Connor, could we bring him in actually? The ICW guy, well maybe if we look at bringing Damien O'Connor in. Get there, you get Mystico in there, you've got Gallows, Shelton Benjamin, Brian Cage in at 142, so maybe we see a push for Brian Cage even as he tries to get into the top 100. Doug Williams 147, Bobby Lashley at 148. Let's see what else we've got as we go down here. Any other ones? Sanada's in at 159, David Richards at 164, followed by Cedric Alexander. Jimmy Jacobs at 168. Zack Ryder's in at 179, he's obviously at Ring of Honor, I believe now. Can we click on him? Ring of Honor is a mid-carder, we had him for like a month and then obviously he left us to go to Ring of Honor, but he seems to be doing well there, so fair play to him. Shane Helms as well, Noam Dar in at 185, maybe we should look at Noam Dar as one for the future. Brother Ray and Brother Devon are at 189 and 190, and we'll just do the top 200 because it's going to be a lot of just random indie people that it's going to make it look like our roster's even worse because there hasn't been many of them. But like the Bad Luck Fale and then Kenzo Richards close out the top 200. So that's disappointing. I think we need a lot more wrestlers in there. That's based on in-ring performance, but we need to get more well-rounded athletes, folk who can go in the ring but also have really good popularity. So we'll definitely look at that in 2016. I feel like it was really disappointing with the lack of names in there. So, as I say, creative meeting. Our franchise players now are CM Punk, Chris Jericho, who's on loan, Adam Cole, Chris Hero, and Jeff Rowe. So they're the guys we need to base this company around. I really, really want to turn Jeff Hardy face. So as soon as we get the all clear, I think the Jeff Rowe experiment was a disappointment. So as soon as we get a chance to turn him face again, we'll go with it more. Put everything behind his push. Next big things are still Jesse McKay and Redmond. I really need a second show so we can start pushing them, but that's going to come over time. Hot prospects: Jesse McKay, Holly Blossom, Colby Carino, Tiger Raj Singh, and Alison Kay. Again with Colby Carino, it's all about getting either that second show or just really getting the proper gimmick for him and giving him a chance. Because with all these wrestlers on tour, it's not good enough, so I might have to kind of trim the roster a little bit, but it's the compensation that's the problem. Best talkers are CM Punk, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Steve Austin, and Mr. Anderson. Your showstoppers are CM Punk, Austin Aries, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, and Morrison. Ring generals: Punk, Joe, Richards, Matt Hardy, and Harry Smith. With a wave of momentum on their side, it is CM Punk, Adam Cole, MVP, Chris Hero, and Chris Jericho. And down at the other end, it's Mike Bennett, Robbie Visita, Velvet Sky, and Tommaso Ciampa. So maybe a couple of these guys will get released. Because I do admit, they do have a far too big a roster. I think if we get rid of a lot of the names to the roster, we'll stop losing as much every month. But, you know, we're going to lose a big amount of money if we just start sacking people left, right and centre. but it might be the way forward to take take a couple of steps back before we can take one big step forward. And the hidden gems: Chase Del Monte, Hook Bombery, Mischief, Eddie Rios, and Jesse Goddard's. Just the fact you can see there, 210k loss. We're making mostly losses every month. For a few months we put like money up. I think if we but release a couple of people, get rid of them. There's a lot of people here that are unhappy, aren't getting used. Bring them back at a future date, and then we'll have a much smaller roster, but hopefully making money every month. Instead of being like 2.82, we can get to 3 million, and then so on and so forth. Because if we're making losses every month, it means I can't invest in more development. It means I can't get a dojo and sort of various other things I want to really bring in, but can't because we continue losing money. Especially when one of my owner goals is do not fall into debt. So we get 6 months to keep that up. If we don't get into debt, we're fine. Bobby Lashley's another 14 months to stay over 77 momentum. Hopefully we can keep that up. And as soon as we get rid of this owner goal to get the cruiserweights in, every cruiserweight under the sun will be coming in. I know it's only an average importance, but if I get rid of this, you'll see all my approval ratings went from very low to low, so I may look to just hire one and then just bring lots in, change the roster up, and hopefully just start picking up great ratings, building some stars, and we'll go from there. So the only other thing I need to cover, guys, is just development. Not much in development, if I'm honest. Ace Steel's in to train people, Lance Storm's in to train people. The only people that haven't wanted to be called up, everybody else has been called up and obviously is unhappy, like Colby Carino, who ideally I want to keep in development. He was about 23, 24, but at 19 he wanted to go up, so but to put him up, or he was just going to keep complaining. But we've got Alison Wonderland in here, Biff Buzik, Crazy Mary Dobson, Lizzie Valentine, Scarlett Bordeaux, Silesia Sparks, Shanna. It's a lot of knockouts. I mean, the future is bright for the knockouts division, that's for sure. The Amazing Red, Tom Latimer or Bram, and Tony Nese, and that's pretty much it. So I'm now going to go and have a massive think, have a big creative meeting with myself, and see where I'm going to go with this company. If we're going to sack a lot of people, decide to finally break that owner goals, because she won't sack me over it now since we're approval rating low instead of very low. And then hopefully this company can kick on in 2016 and get to where we belong and get some much better storylines, much better ratings, and start challenging the WWE and start hijacking them and bringing some of their wrestlers in. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you get any comments, please leave them in the comments section. If there's any storylines you'd like to see, put them in and we'll see what we can do. And until next time, this is 21 Maxwell, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.